The sixth speaker, Kendra Canady, Restoring a Broken Heart. Restoring a Broken Heart. Kendra Canady.
Loved up, loved up. That's the sound of our heartbeats through a stethoscope. And the emotions that live in my heart give me all the passion I need to fulfill my purpose and help someone else do the same. While the blood is flowing throughout our bodies, we can do one of two things: happily contribute to this universe, or sadly take away from it. If you had to stand right now and share with the group what you are doing to restore one broken heart with hopes of healing an entire generation, what would you say? Mr. Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and dignitaries, we should all have a cause that we stand for that's much greater than ourselves. Today I want to take you back to the moment I realized what I could do to restore one broken heart, give you 5 obstacles standing in my way, and close with a challenge. Come with me about 10 years ago when I was a member of a community service organization that mentored young girls. Every year this organization sponsored a community health fair. This particular year we invited the girls from the program. As I gazed over at the HIV testing booth, I saw one of the girls who was about 13 at the time. But instead of sticking pamphlets in her purse, her outstretched arm had a needle stuck in it. I didn't believe what I was seeing, so I walked closer. And as I looked in her eyes and she looked in mine, I knew that she was getting tested for HIV. Well, you know what? I did the only thing I knew to do at the moment. I ran to the bathroom and I cried like a baby. My aching heart began to ask questions. Why didn't she know how beautiful she was? Did she not have a father at home to tell her not to allow just anyone to touch her body? Did we as a society fail her? And all of a sudden, my tears turned into peace. And I knew at that moment, I had been called to restore one broken heart. Martin Luther King Jr. said it best. Life's most urgent question is, what are you doing for others? That brings us to the 5 obstacles standing in my way of reaching today's youth. We want to interrupt at this time and give a mad shout out to all the ESPN, HGTV, Food Network, and Lifetime Movie Network watchers. Thank you for keeping us on the air. You guessed it, television, number 1. By the time a child graduates from 5th grade, he's already witnessed at least 8,000 murders. Music videos that show our young men the only way to get bling bling is by participating in illegal activity. And for young girls to get attention, they have to show and shake every inch of their bodies. Number 2, the internet. It's great when we use it the right way. However, perverts are using it to lure innocent children to isolated places where they are never seen again. Number 3, cell phones. Now, you know cell phones are dangerous, especially if you've recently pocket dialed someone. Oops. Hope she didn't overhear me talking about that nasty dinner she cooked last week. But teens are using cell phones to take pictures of one another sexual, send them known as sexting. Some of these kids are being driven to commit suicide because of the shame attached to these photos. Number 4, can't leave parents out of the picture. We can preach all day for young people to walk in great character. But if they go home to immoral parents, the cycle will continue. Let's not forget about those great law-abiding parents who look picture perfect from the outside, but only spend 3.5 minutes having meaningful conversations with their children per week. Now, this fifth one, it should really bother you. Our children are killing one another like life is meaningless. In 2008, Eve Carson, a beautiful and intelligent student body president at the University of Chapel Hill, was murdered for no reason by another young person. In 2009, Darian Albert, a 16-year-old honor student, was kicked and stomped to death on national television as we sat and we watched by young people. I will celebrate the legacies of these two remarkable youth, because the example they set will contribute more to this universe than some who live to be over 100 years of age. For those who take away from this universe, a hurt for a hurt will not restore a broken heart, but listening, encouraging, and sharing God's love will. Why? Because restoration plus transformation equals revelation of a dynamic destiny. The challenge is for you to become a heart specialist. It's time to take your level of compassion and action to a higher level. The #1 killer of Americans is heart disease, with one person dying every 34 seconds. I believe the number is even higher for those dying of a broken heart. You see, the way to get to a sick, corrupt mind is to treat the heart first. I close with a quote by Mother Teresa: "Never worry about numbers. Never worry about numbers. Never worry about numbers. Help one person at a time, and always start with the person nearest you." Love dub, Mr. Contest Master.